Parts of plants. There are many different parts of plants. The parts help a plant to grow. The roots of a plant take in water and hold the plant in the ground. The stem carries food and water through the plant and holds up the plant. The leaves of a plant take in air and light for the plant. The flowers of plants make fruit. Flowers are very beautiful. People can eat the fruit. The fruit holds seeds. Oranges, apples, lemons, and bananas are delicious fruit. Trees are very big plants. Trees have branches. Branches are the arms of a tree and have leaves.
Life cycle of a plant. A plant changes as it grows. All of these changes make a plant's life cycle. A plant goes through many stages in its life cycle. A plant begins life as a seed. Flowers make fruit that holds seeds. A seed has a baby plant inside. Seeds have special seed coats to protect them. A seed can also come from a cone. The seed sprouts and becomes a seedling. A seedling is a young plant. As it grows up, it becomes taller and thicker. The seedling grows into an adult plant. When the plant grows up, new seeds will begin a new life cycle.
What plants need to grow? A plant needs many things to help it grow. It needs sunlight, water, and air to help it grow. Sunlight comes from the sun. It gives the plant warmth. A plant needs water to grow. Water helps carry food from the soil to all its parts. Soil has food for plants to grow big and strong. We cannot see air, but it is also important for the plant to grow. Plants grow in the ground. A plant needs space in the ground to grow bigger. Can you remember all the important things a plant needs to grow big and strong?
Types of animals. There are many kinds of animals. Some lay eggs and some give birth to live young. Some have smooth skin and some have scales. Some live in the water and some live on land. A mammal is an animal with hair on its body. It gives birth to live young. A reptile has dry skin and lays eggs. Fish live in the water. They have scales on their bodies and they lay eggs. Amphibians have smooth, wet skin and most lay eggs. A bird is an animal with feathers on its body. It has wings. Many animals have bones in their bodies. Bones are hard and give an animal's body shape. Insects have 3 body parts and 6 legs. They do not have bones. What kind of animals can you see every day?
Body parts of animals. Animals have many different kinds of bodies and skins. A bird has many feathers on its body. It has 2 wings and a beak. The wings help the bird to fly. The beak is the hard part of a bird's mouth. A bird uses its beak to feed. Many animals breathe using lungs. A fish breathes using gills on the side of its body. Some animals have very smooth skin. A frog has very smooth skin. All mammals have hair on their bodies. Some animals have fur on their bodies. People have a lot of hair on their head.
Where animals live. A habitat is a place where animals live. There are many kinds of habitats. Forests are a good habitat for animals to live. In a forest, there are many trees, plants, and food. In a rainforest, there are also many trees and it rains a lot. The ocean is another habitat. The ocean is a large area of salt water. Many animals that can swim live in the ocean. In a wetland, there is a lot of water and plants. Its water is salty or not salty. A grassland is flat and has a lot of grass. The Arctic and the desert are habitats that are not good for animals to live. The Arctic is very cold. A desert is very hot and dry. In the desert, it does not rain much.
Land and water. The earth has many different shapes. There are many different kinds of land. At the end of land, there are many cliffs. A cliff is a high, steep part of land. A mountain is the highest kind of land. It is very steep. A hill is a high area of land. It is smaller than a mountain. Valleys and plains are lowlands. A valley is a lowland between mountains. A plain is a flat area of land. There are not many trees on a plain. A river is a large moving piece of water. A stream is a small river. Streams usually start at a mountain and finish at a beach. A lake is a large area of water.
How does Earth change? The weather can change the Earth in many ways. If it rains too much, it can flood. If there is too much water in the rivers and streams, water can flow onto the land. A drought happens if there is no rain. The land gets very dry and sometimes it cracks. Weathering can also change the land. Weathering happens when rocks break and change. Erosion happens when wind or water moves rocks and dirt. To prevent erosion, you can dig the earth and plant a tree. The land can change quickly or slowly. The shape of the land is always changing. Rain, wind, and ice can all make the land change.
Natural resources. There are many natural resources. We use natural resources in different ways every day. Air and water are natural resources. People need clean water and air to live. We need to breathe clean air and drink clean water to keep us healthy. Dirty water and air are harmful for us. Oil is another natural resource. Oil helps a car move, and cars help people travel. Minerals are also natural resources. Minerals come from rocks and soil. Gold, silver, and copper are minerals. Gold is the color of the sun. Silver is shiny gray, and copper is orange. Wood is also a natural resource. Wood comes from trees. We can use wood to make paper.
Rocks and soil. There are many different kinds of materials in the earth. Some materials are rough and others are smooth. Granite is a kind of hard rock. It is very strong and good to build things. We can make buildings with granite. Sand is a material that comes from rocks. Sand is very rough, and there is a lot of it on a beach. Clay comes from soil. It is sticky and soft, but becomes hard when it is dry. Humus is pieces of dead plants and animals. Humus comes from the topsoil. Sand, clay, and humus are kinds of soil. Soil is the top layer of the earth.
Saving natural resources. The earth has many natural resources, but they will not last forever. So it is very important to conserve them. It is a good idea to recycle and reuse resources. It is also important to reduce our trash. When you recycle something, you send an old product to a factory, and the factory makes a new product from it. People can make a new plastic object from an old plastic bottle. When you reuse something, you use it again. You can use an old shoebox to plant flowers. You can use plastic bags again when you buy something. You can write on both sides of paper. You can reduce by using less of things. We should reduce pollution too. Pollution can be harmful for the air and water. Reusing, recycling, and reducing will help our Earth.
Matter and senses. People use senses to learn about matter. There are 5 senses: hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch. Hearing is the ability to hear with your ears. You use your hearing so you can recognize which dog makes which sound. Sight is the ability to see with your eyes. You can recognize whether something is big or small, or has dark or bright colors. Smell is the sense of being aware of things with your nose. Flowers smell sweet in spring. Taste is the sense of being aware of flavor with your mouth. When you taste, you can recognize if the food is sweet, salty, sour, or bitter. Touch is the sense by which we feel things with our skin. When you touch a cat's fur, it feels very soft. With 5 senses, people can study the shape, color, size, etc. of matter.
Observing matter. All matter has properties. A property is the way something looks, tastes, feels, sounds, or smells. Size, shape, and colors are also properties. For example, a broom is hard, but a rabbit's fur is soft. A piece of iron sinks to the bottom of water, but a leaf floats on the water. An elephant is big, but an ant is very small. Rocks are heavy, but a feather is light. You can use tools to learn more about the properties. You can use a hand lens to magnify, making a very tiny thing look big. You can use a balance to tell the weight of an object. Also, you can use a ruler to see how long a thing is.
Solid, liquid, gas. All things are made of matter. Matter has 3 forms. They are solid, liquid, and gas. A solid is matter with its own shape. A rock and a book are solids. Even if we move a solid, it keeps its shape. A liquid is matter that flows. Water and oil are liquids. A liquid does not have its own shape. A liquid takes the shape of its container. A gas is matter that does not have its own shape like a liquid. A gas spreads to fill all the space of its container. When you blow up a balloon, the air spreads and fills all the space of it. Matter can change forms. Freeze a liquid, and it changes to a solid. If you freeze water, it changes to ice. Melt a solid, and it changes to a liquid. An ice cream melts in the hot weather. Boil water, and it changes to a vapor.
Matter and its changes. Matter can change in many ways. You can tear, bend, or fold a solid. The solid will look different, but it is still the same thing. However, matter can change into something else. When you burn wood, it changes into ash. You can mix things and make a mixture. A mixture is 2 or more kinds of matter put together. When you mix solids, they don't change and they are easy to separate. But some mixtures are hard to separate. When you put a solid into a liquid, some solids will dissolve and make a mixture. If you put sugar into hot water, it is hard to separate the sugar from the water.